Here we have Kelly Garrett, a private investigator employed by the Townsend Agency. Ms. Garrett's company car, which is shown here, was reportedly destroyed in a work-related explosion. However, the circumstances were suspicious. When it's suspicious,
AOI investigates.
But first,
how does it feel like a Mustang too? How does it feel like a Mustang too? How does it feel like you're some kind of hero? Star Mustang 2, Boredom's hero.
Mustang 2s give you rack and pinion steering, 4 on the floor, tachometer and front disc brakes standard. How many other cars in its class give you all this? 0. See your local Ford dealer. The closer you look, the better we look.
the U.S. was celebrating 200 years of independence. Our $2 bill had been reissued. NASA landed Vikings 1 and 2 on Mars and unveiled the Space Shuttle Enterprise. Apple Computer Company was established, and IBM introduced the first commercial laser printer, while in Europe, the supersonic Concorde made its first commercial flight. This is 1976, in 60 seconds. The only factory-made convertible available was Cadillac's Eldorado. It was the model's final year. Chevrolet introduced its smallest car ever, the Chevette. This was the first year the Chevrolet Corvette did not offer a convertible. The Dodge Dart model line was in its final year, while its replacement, the Aspen, debuted. The Ford Elite model line was in its final year. The Ford Torino model line was in its final year. Honda launched an all-new model called Accord. Jaguar replaced the E-Type model with the XJS. Jeep introduced the CJ7. The Oldsmobile Cutlass was America's best-selling car. The Plymouth Valiant was in its final year, while its replacement, the Volare, debuted. Pontiac introduced a new model called Sunbird. The Porsche 914 was in its final year, while a new entry model called 924 debuted. That was 1976, in 60 seconds.
AOI investigates.
It was your typical car explosion, like any other, resulting from a bomb placed by a hitman taking orders from an insurance executive conspiring with women from a roller derby team to commit mass insurance fraud. Except for one detail. While a car indeed exploded, this question remains: was that car Ms. Garrett's? Using technology unimagined in the 1970s, we're about to take a closer look at the moments leading up to the explosion. Back. What's ironic is that Miss Garrett was investigating insurance fraud, while it appears she could have been caught up in something similar. After all, John Bosley had just lectured her about soaring insurance rates after preparing a purchase order for a rental car which she promptly wrecked in another work-related accident. Now, if you're thinking you've seen all the evidence, you're wrong. We'll be right back. This has been a moment of tribute.
AOI Investment.
Here's what we know. Kelly Garrett had just intercepted a clue, that piece of luggage. Her next objective was to drive that clue back to the office. During that drive, she received a warning call from her boss, Charlie, about the bomb. Her new orders were to find a secluded area where she supposedly could ditch her car and minimize collateral damage. This footage appears to show Ms. Garrett doing just that.
The suitcase, Angel, the suitcase.
Interesting. So, don't forget, the claim was that her car was destroyed in a work-related explosion. A 1976 Mustang 2 Ghia. Because we were not convinced, we ran the footage through the AOI Closer Look Cam EZ. I warn you, these results may not be palatable to all viewers. Be advised. Roll the tape. There you have it. The car that blew up was not Miss Garrett's 1976 Mustang 2, rather a crudely but cleverly disguised first-generation Mustang. Now, this raises one more question. Why? Why would anyone go through such trouble? Remember that suitcase? The so-called evidence? The suitcase that Charlie felt was so important to send one of his angels to intercept and even retrieve from a car that was moments from exploding? Well, what do you suppose was in that suitcase? That's exactly what Miss Garrett was wondering once she had gotten it back to her car. So there you have it. Miss Garrett, a bag of loot, and a transmuting Mustang. We can only present evidence. You be the judge. So the next time you observe something suspicious, such as a Mercury Cougar plummeting from a cliff top only to transmute into an older Ford Thunderbird on its way down, rest easy, knowing
AOI Investigates.